Hey guys, Sean here with a 2003 Vulcan Classic 1600. This is the big bad Vulcan Classic. It is fuel injected. It is water cooled. It is shaft driven. Let's fire this thing up. Let's take it for a little test drive. And it is a big bike. Now my first impressions, just pulling out right there, I've never ridden this bike before. One, it's really smooth for a V-twin. It's definitely a big bike. This one weighs in, you know, wet, which is, you know, full of all the fluids, fuel and oil and stuff like that, at about 750 pounds. But man, it's heavy and big. But it's precise. It's really, everything feels really tight on the bike, even though it's got 30,000 miles. I mean, it just feels very precise. Feels it does exactly what you think it's gonna do, which, man, I really like this. But really smooth. I mean, this is the kind of smoothness that you get out of a, you know, a large V-twin. A balanced engine, unlike you know, some of the Harleys. They act, you know, I'm not saying anything negative about it. That's what they're trying to do. They, you know, some people want that more vibration, but this is really good ride. Good power band too. This has a 5.3 gallon fuel tank, which is going to give you a range of about, you know, 220 miles. And this is the 1600, which is a step up from the 1500. This is the, you know, the newer model, and it did make some cool changes. It is fuel injected. If you notice, a lot of the other motorcycle companies, they were not doing fuel injection cruiser bikes in 2003. Kawasaki was one of the leaders in that. Really good feeling bike. It's got great power. It really does feel, I'm not gonna say it feels light, but it feels very precise. It just goes wherever I want it to, and I feel real comfortable throwing it into these turns a little bit. And unlike the VTX, I've not drugged floorboards yet. Another cool thing about, you know, something you'll notice about this bike is this is a big looking bike. I mean, look at that tank. It's ginormous. It's like a airplane tank. Everyone really likes the looks of this bike. It is shaft driven. This one has some cool you know, highway pegs, which are handy, even though it has forward controls. That is comfortable right there. Another really cool feature about this bike, and if you're used to riding water or air-cooled bikes, this one it's a 1600cc. It is water-cooled. It does have a cooling fan that's going to kick on probably around 220 degrees. It also has a fuel temp light, that's gonna jump on in case you do get, you know, closer to an overheating temperature, which that's a really, really cool feature. You know, most cruiser bikes don't have that. Some cruiser bikes don't even have a temperature gauge, so you just have no idea. But something like this, I mean, they're doing everything possible to keep this bike nice and safe. Which, you know, to keep the bike running, you know what I mean? The last thing you want is to overheat your own bike, because you could really mess it up. But, and it, you know, it's not a common thing. It's not going to happen very often. But when you have a 100-degree, 95-degree day, and you're stuck in Route 30 traffic for 45 minutes, barely going, this bike's going to really get up the temp really fast. And if you're riding a air-cooled bike, you're really at risk of breaking something, and that is not going to be cheap. You know, when you spend some money into a bike, you want to make sure you take good care of it. Well, guys, I'm loving this bike. You know, I ride a lot of big bikes. This one, there is a windshield for it. I take all the windshields off when I transport them, but there is a windshield for it. It's in perfect shape. I personally like the bikes without a windshield, and this does have soft saddlebags on it that you can take off, although they are handy. Yeah, what a good bike. It's a big bike, but it does not feel as big as what it is. And man, is it smooth. It's real smooth for a V-twin. I could see me, you know, taking this bike, you know, hopping on it and going to a friend's house, you know, just riding around, hitting the back roads. Or, you know, I could see me, you know, putting the wife on the back and taking a big trip with it. I'm talking like, you know, a multi-state trip. Putting some miles on this baby. Now, for a 2003, it's 2005 now, so that's 12 years old. Is that right? 12 years old with only 30,000 miles. I'm not very good at math. Let's say it's 15 years old with 30,000. That's less than 2,000 miles a year. So, you know, it wasn't rode very much. And whoever had it, they really took good care of this bike. Alright guys, if you're looking for a bike, check out my YouTube channel. I'm actually in the works of getting a website up. I think the domain name is going to be Srkcycles.com. So that'll be another way you can check out my inventory, check out my videos. But right now, check out YouTube, subscribe to my channel if you're looking for a bike, or you just want to learn more about bikes, or you just want to know what it feels like to ride different types of bikes. Please subscribe to my channel, guys. I am really impressed with how much I like this bike.